2021, launching Ivanti from India to the world. And we'll start with our tradition of lighting the lamp. So I would request the Minister, Honorable Minister and Nike to light the lamp, please. Sir, if you would mind help to light the lamp and start the tradition, Nike, please. Sir. But the perceived thing is one. So thank you all. So I would like to just give a little perspective on why we chose October and why we chose Hyderabad as our destination. Thank you. So, a couple of things, right? So, as you all know, probably India is one of the largest knowledge-based economies in the world. If you haven't known that, that's a fun fact. And it's the youngest population that the world desires and envies to be, right? We write the most code in this country. We run every critical system in the world. So one of the things I inspired when I started here, I left this country 21 years ago. I interned in ISRO, Indian Space Research, learned neural networks in 2000. I mean, you won't even believe that, right? So I went to the US, had an opportunity to work with National Security Agency and learn cybersecurity, contributed to the United States, and in return I was appointed as National Academy of Sciences Ambassador to India to help India understand cybersecurity problems all the way back in 2004. So I partnered with IISc, IITs to really talk about cybersecurity curriculum. So one of the interesting things I learned was we wanted to do something back in Andhra. So we used to flock to Raymond sir's office saying that we want to do something here, we want to do something here. And when Andhra was going through digital transformation, we actually contributed quite a bit in securing the systems here. I still remember sitting in the police control room and talking about, hey, we can compromise every single intelligence movement of the CM's convoy. And we showed them every communication, what they were talking to each other. So that's the first evolution. We partnered with Center for Good Governance, and we started really educating, bringing in awareness, right? So these are some of the things we actually did in India. So now let's talk about Ivanti. So one of the important things why we chose Hyderabad is, this is really an inspirational place from multiple leaders, right? I mean, if you look at our IT minister today, he has attracted every single CEO to come to Hyderabad, set up innovation. Not set up a shop, set up innovation. There's a difference. Everybody comes to India for people. Everybody comes to India to make it work, write code, but very few people will come and say, I'm going to set up an innovation center. Right? Look at Microsoft, look at Google, look at Apple, including Ivanti now. What we're looking at is, we're inspired with what the minister has done. If you go back and look at his 2016 talk on cybersecurity, it is phenomenal. In 2016, the world doesn't really understand what ransomware is. People did not understand what cybersecurity really meant for them. Right? In 2016, the minister started telling that if we were going to write code here to the world, let's be sure, let's be assured, we're going to develop secure code, we're going to train our students in cybersecurity, and we will ensure there will be enough innovation from Hyderabad that we will build amazing security companies. So it's really important for the leaders to lay the path. And that's where founders, CEOs will get inspired, right? So I'm a founder by myself. I started my company. I had a fortune to sell to Ivanti 2 months ago. That's how I came in as an acquisition. The first thing I told Nike was, the daughter of Telangana, born, brought up here. I said, we got to go to Hyderabad and launch Ivanti. Because we haven't launched Ivanti formally in India. We're going through the transformation and we said we're going to launch it. So I said, if we pick one place, we're Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. So we started dabbling, where are we going to go? I said, why are we going anywhere else? All my education was in Tamil Nadu, by the way. I am more of, I can speak good Tamil, I can speak Telugu as well. But I said, no, we're going to start in Hyderabad. So it was a very conscious decision to pick Hyderabad and really take pride in being part of the club the minister actually has started to see how we can innovate, how we can build R&D. And the minister actually was talking about Pegasus malware. People from Mobile, you'll be proud of this because we are the largest mobile security company in the world, which is now Ivanti, protecting millions and millions of mobile devices across the globe. That innovation, that code is actually built here. And with that, sir, I'd love to welcome you.
Thank you, Sri. Hello, everyone. First of all, let me thank Honorable Minister Sri K.D. Ramarao here for joining us and being a part of this launch, Ivanti, One Ivanti India launch. It's a big event for us. As you all know, Ivanti has grown significantly over the last 12 to 18 months. We were less than $500 million in total revenue just 12 months back. Today we are 1.2 billion in total revenue, and I was just telling the minister that we continue to grow and will be close to 2 billion in total revenue in the next coming quarters and years. What I'm super proud is today Ivanti is the top 3 software companies globally in the unified endpoint management, in IT service management, and most importantly, in cybersecurity. In today's day and age, as we enter the post-COVID era, cybercrime is reaching catastrophic heights. How we help our customers discover, manage, and secure all their devices, all their data, all their applications is super critical. And Ivanti is in a very, very unique position with the growth acquisitions that we have done to be able to provide that level of service for all of our customers. Today, we have over 46,000 customers worldwide. And we are also very proud that 96% of the Fortune 100 companies are our customers. And we help manage and secure 200 million devices worldwide. So that's a massive scale and growth. And what I would also like to do is take this opportunity to announce our commitment to India, to Telangana, and to Hyderabad as a location for innovation. Today we have 500 plus employees in our India offices. We plan on growing this to 2,000 plus employees around all the India offices. And most importantly, here in Hyderabad, we plan on doubling or tripling our employee base, not just for developing code, but really driving innovation and growth, especially in the cybersecurity space. So with that, thank you all. Thank you everyone for being a part of this launch, and look forward to a great rest of the evening. Thank you.
So, thank you, Nike. Sivan, thank you for arranging this. Without you, we would not have felt as locals. So again, sir, thank you for really making this happen. I know it was a last minute thing. Ram, would you say a few words, please?
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Minister Garu, thank you very much for making this evening happen. I'm an example that you can see how this government has fostered startups and who has actually helped startups engage with the government a decade ago. They removed criteria such as turnover, and they encouraged us to go and show what cybersecurity was, and we partnered with the government, and we've been working year over year with all the departments, helping them get secure. So thank you very much, and I think that the most important thing we should acknowledge is his vision for the state is unparalleled. Anybody I go talk to, even in Chennai, to a lot of people, they always talk about him. His sense was fostered in Chennai, and all our engineers from Chennai, and I still said, Srinivas, this is the place where we have to be for innovation and where we have to expand. Though I was born and raised in Chennai, I'm here telling you that this is the place where we want to expand and going forward. Cybersecurity Works is one of the only CNAs in this part of the world, which means we are going to allow all the bug bounty, all the hackers to come and report vulnerability to us, which we go back and report to the National Vulnerability Database, Department of Homeland Security. So we are authorized to do that, and we want to start engaging a lot of hackers from here. Along with DSCI and Government of Telangana, we are organizing a hackathon with Dr. Sriram for over 1,000 students next month, which is going to be the largest hackathon, and that's going to create employment, and we're recruiting aggressively as well from Cybersecurity Works. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for making this evening happen. Thank you, Jay Srinjan, sir. This is very nice of you to acknowledge and make this happen in the last minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. So by the way, Ram forgot to mention that Ivanti is going to actually partner on the hackathon as well. It's very important. So it's an amazing thing that, the hackathon is a great way to recruit what we call the next generation entrepreneurs, right? The minister had a vision for T-Hub. Go back and look at his inspiration for the young entrepreneurs. Hackathons are the great way to find unconventional talent and bring out what we call hunter mentality. And thank you, sir, for doing that. Ivanti will provide the technology, will provide the resources, and that'll be a mechanism for us to recruit and promote underprivileged children to really consider computer science and cybersecurity. And Nike is a big proponent of helping underprivileged women picking up careers in cybersecurity. If you look at this room around, the women are in minority. And for her thing is we need to make sure we bring women to cybersecurity, and we will ensure that we'll actually support it everything. So with that, sir, we'd like to have you say a few words.
Thank you, Srini. Appreciate the invite to this event. Nike, thank you for bringing Ivanti to Hyderabad. Thank you to Srini and you for making this happen. Ram, I know you are from Chennai, but thank you for ensuring that this wonderful opportunity came our way. Jayesh Garu, thank you for introducing me to Ivanti. Good to see you, Raymond Peter, sir. Been a while. In fact, Raymond Peter Garu was one of my first principal secretaries when I became a minister back in 2014, so it's always good to catch up with somebody as senior and somebody as knowledgeable. Thank you, sir. To the entire family of Ivanti, thank you for inviting us to this occasion. Now, I was just telling these guys when we were chatting back room that in today's world, where your phone talks to your refrigerator, which also talks to your car, that can talk to your washing machine, we live in this interesting world of Internet of Things, where each device by itself can start talking to the other without any sort of human intervention. I think we are headed there pretty much. It is both exciting and also a bit scary if you think about it. Because I don't know about you guys, but during the pandemic, I got to watch a lot of TV and a lot of OTT series. One of the things I watched was this series called Next, I think it was.
Yep.
Scary it was, trust me. Because there are devices which are, of course, can communicate back to you, but which also apparently can start, building on your behavior, building on your thinking, building on your speech pretty much, and even can possibly read and predict what you would be doing next. Which is pretty scary if you ask me. And then I was just sharing with these guys also. While devices by themselves again and their behavior and all the technology that goes into it is of course quite exciting, there is again the entire pandemic that has happened and that has opened our eyes to the possibilities of how we can live, how we can in fact work, how we can coexist with each other in a virtual world. I think in the last 18 months, for many of us have been an eye-opener, for many of us it has been Very, very interesting. In fact, initially when COVID hit us, none of us really were sure on how to handle it. But then when we all started working from home, and when we realized that the reliability of networks and the reliability of broadbands that we use is quite decent, and we can definitely give the output that is required, I think many organizations have started encouraging it. But the fact is, as we become more and more reliable, as we become more and more reliant on broadbands and networks, security becomes a huge challenge for enterprises, for governments, for institutions. Because I remembered what I was told by our dear friend Ajay Banga, who heads MasterCard. Ajay is one of the most respected business leaders in the United States. He's of Indian origin, and he also has a Hyderabadi connection. He went to school in Hyderabad Public School. So when we met him back in the US, he told me, as a CEO of MasterCard, he said, on a good day, my database, my servers get hit by hackers about 30,000 times. And on a bad day, that number could be anything. It could be as high as 100,000. It was scary, the numbers that he was reeling on. And when Srini was just talking about security and hackathons and hackers and all kinds of possibilities, and how, in fact, when Nike was mentioning that 200 million devices, is it? 200 million devices are being protected by your software, from malware. These are scary numbers, because, as you know, politicians, our phones are constantly looked into. I'm sure, there are people of different hues and shades, cutting across the political spectrum, who are wanting to know exactly what my strategies are, what my political strategies are, etc. In winning elections.